you get told that all of a sudden you have leukemia, that you have cancer. So your dream has come true. You're a head coach now. You moved your family to a new city. Then wham, you get kind of blindsided by cancer. How did that affect, you think, your entire rhythm of your first head coaching year? Maybe your outlook as being a head coach or on life or anything like that? How did that experience change you for the better or change you for the worse? Either or.
I got some blood work done, and then they said, well, your counts came back, off. We made your appointment to go see oncologist down at Simon Cancer Center. And you're like, what? You got to be kidding me, right?
Yep.
Nope. And make sure your wife takes you.
Oh, shit.
So you go down there.
What's that initial reaction right there? Are you scared at all?
Never scared.
Okay.
Never scared.
All right.
It's just like, why me? Why now?
Yep.
You just get your dream job, opportunity of a lifetime. Got a wife and 3 daughters and 3 granddaughters counting on you. So you're like, it can't be true. I never believed it for 1 second until I sat in front of Dr. Larry Kripe, who said, once I got down there, he said, I'm 99% sure you got APL, which is a form of leukemia. We're going to do bone marrow biopsy just to make sure, but there you go.
Jeez.
And so remember Robert Mathis after the Jacksonville game, he said, there's no pity parties in life. There's no pity parties in football. We'll man up, come in tomorrow, watch the tape, and we'll move on, and we'll get better. So those words kind of resonated with me right then, when he told me that. And so I just said, hey, I just looked at the doc and said, what are my chances? What are the odds? What's the game plan? What do I got to do to beat this?
Oh, and was it on that day where he said, it's going to be a fight, you're going to have to battle, but I think we can get you back in a couple months, and that was when you decided, all right, I'm going to be back by the end of this year? Is that when you made that decision?
Yeah, he told me exactly what the, induction phase was, what I was going to go through. I was probably going to be in the hospital for a month and then do some outpatient chemo for 2 more months, and if everything goes according to Hoyle, you could possibly get back, but then you just take it, one day at a time. But, again, I was at the right place at the right time, with great doctors, great support, and great care and all that stuff. And the way you guys played as a team and performed, and, I stayed connected, cause I had the setup, had the film, had the whole thing down there. So I had a distraction, I had something, besides my family and my daughters and my granddaughters, but the team, just watching you guys play and watching Andrew in the fourth quarter comebacks, one after another, that was the best medicine that I could ever received. Just knowing that that's sitting there, and watching, they inspired me. And I said, you know what, he told me what the survival rate was, and it was high, because of research. That's why we do what we do today, so we can help, try to stamp out all blood cancers. But anyway, I've always had great perspective, on things, Pat. But that really taught me. We know what the expectations are with our jobs. We know it's a bottom line business. You win, you stay. If you don't, you're out. If you're a player, you produce, you stay, and if you don't, they move on. It's pretty simple, We know life's tough. As soon as you figure out that life's tough, it starts getting a hell of a lot easier. So I got great perspective. We keep it in perspective. We're coaching and playing a kid's game, and let's don't make too much out of it.
Chuck Strong Foundation has raised millions and millions and millions of dollars for research to help what you had to go through, help others that are going through what you're going through. What was the process of the actual chemo and day-to-day? Were you watching practice film in between getting chemo bouts and shit like that? Was that the day-to-day for you? And how long were you in that hospital for?
So I was there 26 days.
Okay.
And so right when they did the bone marrow biopsy, because Tina picked me up at work, I didn't have anything with me. So I said, well, I'm going to run home and get some clothes or whatever, right, and get my dog kit, my toiletries. And he's like, no, you can't leave. I said, well, I don't have anything. He's, that's all right. We're going to take your wife. She'll go down and do the paperwork, get you admitted. You got to go downstairs to the OR and get a PICC line put in. And then they start pumping. And then 30 minutes later, I was in a room and they were pumping antibiotics into me, steroids into me, and the chemo. So I did that for 26 days in there and finally got into remission. That's when they let you go home. And then I did, 2 more months of it at home. But like I said, they set me up, I had a laptop there. I hate these devices, and the social media deal and all that stuff and dealing with you and the players and everybody, tweeting this and tweeting that and Facebook, FaceTime, MySpace, my whatever,
Nailing it.
Instagram.
Yep.
Come on, but thank God for technology, because that's how I stayed connected with the team. That's how I stayed connected with you guys. And they'd bring me down the hard drives from practice. They'd bring and hard drives from the game. And when I could see on the TV, Mr. Ursay, we didn't have the NFL Network at the hospital when he first came down.
That changed.
And he says, yeah. And he's like, he says, you got to be able to watch NFL football.
Brother, you got to be able to see the games, brother.
Yeah, he was the best. And he took such great care of me, Pat. You know what a good man he is, what a great man and the heart that he has. I mean, he did everything for me, and he stood by me. There's no telling in that situation what a lot of guys would do, but he took care of me, and he stood by me and had my back. And we didn't have the NFL Network, and within 24 hours, everybody in that hospital had the NFL Network.
Such a move by Ursay, by the way. That's one of the best.
Huge
move.
But that was, those days can become so long, and such a grind, and all the things that you have to go through. And again, mine was nothing compared to, most of the people that I met, that came on in that hospital and on that floor, and I've met ever since. But that's what got you through. So, when you weren't sleeping 20 hours a day because you were just, beat to crap from that stuff, then you'd spend your time, doing the football stuff.